Another player that I want to talk about from Sunday against the Buffalo Bills is rookie running back Miles Sanders. Now, Miles Sanders has struggled out of the backfield early in his career. He was drafted knowing that he is an explosive, dynamic playmaker. He's elusive in the open field, but he only started for 1 year behind Saquon Barkley at Penn State, and so he lacks experience. Because he lacks experience, he lacks decisiveness, and he has trouble hitting the hole. His vision isn't there. And so I love what Doug Peterson did with him in this game. Doug Peterson schemed concepts to get Miles Sanders open in space. And so on this first play, what we're going to see is all of the receivers are going to run vertical routes. Okay, everyone's just clearing out. At the snap of the ball, Miles Sanders is going to run a screen play right here. Jason Kelce, the center, is going to pull out in front, and he's going to set the lead block. And then we get Sanders in open space, and just watch what happens. So the ball's snapped, everyone's clearing out. Jason Kelce, boom. Jason Kelce is going to set the block here. And look at all this empty space with no defenders. Isaac Seumalo is going to come up, and he's going to end up making a play here. And you see Sanders with great vision. Now he's going to cut across the field. And again, in open spaces, Sanders is elusive. He has problems getting there when he's behind the line of scrimmage. He has problems reading the hole in traffic. And so here we're going to see again, this is an excellent job by the center, Jason Kelce, to just touch 91 and then pop out and boom. Isaac Seumalo flying in, hitting the safety, and then it's off to the races with Miles Sanders. And this is going to go for a huge gain for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now the next play that I want to show you, this is a mesh sit concept from the Eagles. And so the Eagles come out in 5 wide. This is Sanders right here. And pre-snap, they're going to motion him to be even with Carson Wentz, and then they're going to run him on a swing route. At the same time, our inside receiver here is going to run a mesh route. And then this guy is going to run a corner route, and he is going to run a sit route. And we've got that post on the backside. Now, the reason this play works, number one, this is Matt Milano. He's a linebacker for the Buffalo Bills. Matt Milano runs a 4.7 40. Miles Sanders runs a 4.49 40. And so on the best of days, open field, there is no chance that Milano can keep up with Sanders. But the Eagles aren't going to give him a best case scenario. This is called a mesh sit concept. Now, typically in a mesh concept, you have 2 receivers coming over the middle of the field, rubbing each other's guys off, while you have someone sitting in the middle. The reason this works is against man coverage. You have a guy on this side trying to track a receiver across, and he's going to get run into by this other receiver. You famously saw this in the Super Bowl when Nelson Aguilar and Zach Ertz gave each other a high five while running this mesh. And then if it's in a zone, this crossing patterns are going to put stress on the middle linebackers. It's going to pull them apart for somebody to settle into the middle of the field. So it's a great play against man or zone. But at the snap of the ball, if you watch, Milano is going to try to track Sanders across, and Aguilar is going to run into him in the middle of the field. And so you watch right here, boom. Aguilar is running at him. Milano has to avoid him out of traffic. And so now Sanders is already outside the other hash mark. He's got all kinds of room, and it's off to the races. And that's going to go for about an 18-yard gain for the Eagles. Again, you can see it a little better from the back view. You're going to see this is the guy that we're watching right here. He's going to get run into by Nelson Aguilar. It's just a bump, but it's enough. And it's off to the races for Miles Sanders. The next play that I want to show you here, we're going to see better recognition by Miles Sanders. Okay? Now, this is also going to be a screenplay. Our center is going to come out and he's going to set a block, but we're going to see better recognition by the Bills this time. We've already got him with this play once. This guy right here, he realizes it's a screen. He's coming back. He's after Sanders. And so once again, we've got room and we've got one guy. I believe this time it's Brandon Brooks to make the block. But the linebacker gets outside of Brooks. He's going to force Sanders to cut back inside, and he's going to get run down from behind. So it's not going to be a big gain for the Eagles. Now, this isn't poor execution by the Eagles. This isn't bad recognition by Miles Sanders. He did what he needs to do. The Bills just simply recognized this play, and they bailed on it. And so it only goes for about a 5 or 6 yard gain. Now, on this next play right here, I want to show you a couple of running plays, back-to-back plays here by Miles Sanders. These are both going to come from under center. On this particular play, Andre Dillard is going to pull into the A gap. There's going to be a hole, and Sanders is going to hit the hole hard for about 7 yards. Now we can see it from the back view, and you can better see what Miles Sanders is going to see on this play. And so, at the snap of the ball, Isaac Seumalo is going to block out. Lost my cursor. Isaac Seumalo is going to block out. We're going to get a block right here. We're blocking like this, and we're blocking out. And Andre Dillard is going to pull into this A gap, and he's going to take on the linebacker, and it creates a hole for Miles Sanders to run through. And so here's the snap of the ball. Where's the hole? Well, the hole is right here. Sanders has a tendency to try to bounce everything outside. He wants to over-rely on athleticism. He famously did this on the 3rd down play against the Vikings, and he didn't take the hole. This time he hits the hole hard, and he's going to get the first down. Now on the very next play, we see a run right up the middle again. Okay, this time it's going to be, let me get to the back view. This time it's going to be Brandon Brooks is going to throw a shoulder in, and he's going to get to the 2nd level. And then we're going to get a combination block here from Seumalo and Kelsey. And then Seumalo is going to come off for the linebacker. And you see at the snap of the ball, it's going to happen just right here. Now, where's the hole? There can either be a hole right here or here. Sanders has to make a choice, and he's going to correctly read that this defensive player is shading to the outside, and he's going to cut inside. He's going to duck his head, and he's going to get the most yardage you could expect him to on that play. Now, neither of those plays are impressive by Miles Sanders, but it's a good improvement off of the last couple of weeks where he's had trouble hitting the hole. He doesn't do anything to stand out, but he does exactly what you want him to in this situation. And then we've capped this drive with a touchdown off of a little toss to Miles Sanders. Now, the reason this one works is because right here we're going to get Zach Ertz is going to kick out. He's going to seal the edge. Nelson Aguilar is going to block in, and off the corner of your screen, you're going to see Alshon Jeffrey seal the edge. And so the hole's right there. Now, the only qualm I have with Miles Sanders here is this safety. Look at his body position. He's overrun the play. This guy is being pushed down. And Sanders, rather than lowering his shoulder and banging it through, he's going to go airborne. He's going to go off his feet. Now, ultimately, it works. There's no contact. But I'd rather just see him shoot through the hole here. And then the second to last play, I've got 2 more plays I want to show you. This one was a genius play call by Doug Peterson. Lacking playmakers, we get both of our running backs on the field at the same time. This is Jordan Howard. This is Miles Sanders. At the snap of the ball, Jordan Howard is going to pull across the formation, and he's going to set a block. This is called an inside zone split. And so Jordan Howard is going to set the block, and it's off to the races for Miles Sanders. And good luck running him down in the open field. Now, if we watch this back on the back view so you can really see the hole, what's going to happen is Jason Kelsey is going to come straight up to the 2nd level and take this linebacker. Jordan Howard is going to come through the hole, and he's going to hit this linebacker, effectively sealing off number 58 and number 23. And Miles Sanders is going to have a hole to get through. Right here. He's got the hole to hit, and then it's off to the races. And good luck running him down. Now, one last play that I want to show you. And this play, it was negated by a penalty, and so I don't have broadcast footage of it. It wasn't available on Game Pass. But what I want you to see on this play is, first of all, the defensive end is lined up offsides. That's going to be the penalty, so we get 5 yards. But this linebacker is going to have a shot at Miles Sanders in the backfield, and Sanders is going to make him miss. And then off the backside pursuit, that guy's also going to have a shot at Sanders, and Sanders is going to make him miss as well. This is the upside that you get with Miles Sanders. This is why he was drafted. He's elusive. He makes a guy miss in the backfield. He makes another guy miss. This should be a 3-yard loss, and Miles Sanders turns it into an 8-yard gain if there wasn't a penalty. The growth that we've seen in Miles Sanders just in this one game is promising. Now, you can't overstate one game. Players have good games. Players have bad games. But it's encouraging to see a guy starting to pick out the hole, being more decisive with the ball. And it's encouraging to see Doug Peterson scheming up looks to get Sanders out in space and utilize his talents well.